Looks like we're in the clear.
Michael Eisner!
Cover your heart!
Kalima! Kalima! Kalima!
You betrayed the shareholders! Just what the dickens is going on here, huh?
Well, hello, kiddies. It's your friendly neighborhood watchman here with you again with a rather short video with an article on Indiana Jones 5 from Collider. And this article is by Christopher McPherson, and it discusses de-aging Harrison Ford digitally. Here, director James Mangold, who we have come to know from the prior two videos, has confirmed the movie will begin with original trilogy Indiana Jones. Okay, so it will begin with a younger Harrison Ford, back from 1980 or thereabouts, when they were actually filming Raiders of the Lost Ark, which came out in theaters in 1981. So to begin, following rumors about Indiana Jones 5 featuring a digitally de-aged Harrison Ford, after the actor was spotted wearing motion capture dots on his face during the production of the movie, we now have confirmation of just what exactly that will entail, thanks to a recent report by Empire. As any fan of Indy knows, the movies need to have an explosive opening sequence going all the way back to Raiders of the Lost Ark, with the bag of sand, the booby-trapped cave, and of course the iconic gigantic rolling boulder chasing Indy in one of the most famous scenes in film history. For Indy 5, the solution was simple enough. A set piece was drawn up that pits Indy in a castle in 1944, surrounded by Nazis, of course. With this film, the first not to be directed by Steven Spielberg or produced by George Lucas, incoming director James Mangold has a lot to live up to, including that opening sequence. And the Logan director has come up with a novel idea. Take Indy back to his prime. Why not? And then we fall out, and you find yourself in 1969, so that the audience doesn't experience the change between the 40s and the 60s as an intellectual conceit, but literally experiences the buccaneering spirit of those early days, and then the beginning of now. Producer Kathleen Kennedy, the infamous Kathleen Kennedy, adds, quote, "Oh my God, they just found footage. This was a thing they shot 40 years ago. We're dropping you into an adventure, something Indy is looking for, and instantly you have that feeling. I'm in an Indiana Jones movie," unquote. Yeah, if it was shot 40 years ago, it would have been George Lucas and Steven Spielberg responsible for that footage. I wanted the chance to dive into this kind of full-on George and Steven old picture and give the audience adrenaline blast, says Mangold. Empire reports that various techniques were used in order to successfully execute the idea, including newly developed software from ILM, which would scan archived footage of Ford in his younger days before matching it to the footage shot in present day. Apparently, even his original jacket from Raiders was brought out of cold storage and worn by Ford before a replica was made. For Ford, the feeling of seeing his younger self on screen was uncanny, but the actor admits he was utterly convinced by what he saw. Quote, "This is the first time I've seen it where I believe it," said Ford. "It's a little spooky. I don't think I even want to know how it works, but it works." Not that he's pining to return to the time of the original Indy movies. Quote, "Doesn't make me want to be young, though. I'm glad to have earned my age," unquote. Yeah, okay. So, if you're at 80 years old, you don't want to go back to 25? 30? I would think that opinion would be in a minority. Okay, so this article gives us maybe a little more info than we had 5-6 days ago. But it's no coincidence that they did not mention any of the rumors or any of the drama that's been going on social media involving Phoebe Waller-Bridge and Harrison Ford and director Mangold and whether Ford will be passing on of the Indiana Jones franchise over to his goddaughter, played by British actress Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Nothing was said about that. It's totally ignored, and his tweet, especially toward YouTube influencer Doomcock in his Overlord DVD channel. So it's conspicuous by its absence.
Indubitably.
If they do indeed swap out Indiana Jones for Phoebe Waller-Bridge's character, I'm done with this. I won't watch it.
Don't be melodramatic.
And of course, there are plenty of woke simpletons on social media that are accusing you of misogyny. They typically say, oh, what, you can't handle a strong woman, a powerful woman? Completely parroting that old tired leftist talking point.
Yeah, not great, huh?
No, not great.
It has nothing to do with it, but I digress. I have nothing against Phoebe Waller-Bridge. I didn't even know of her until this film. That reminds me.
Which reminds me.
Can't believe I was mispronouncing her name in the last videos.
Phoebe.
What is with the secrecy, Phoebe? Huh? And what about this Denise? She cute?
Don't ask me why or how. Once I mispronounced it, it just stuck in my head. And it's not like I've never came across the name before or haven't heard it. For goodness sakes, that was the name of a well-known character in one of the best-known American sitcoms. I'm talking about Friends. And of course, the character of Phoebe, played by Lisa Kudrow. And not only that, but even in my video, I had Doomcock himself mention Phoebe Waller-Bridge, and he pronounced it correctly.
Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
So I've heard it. I've heard it in my own video, and I was just completely numb to it. It reminds me of that that scene in that episode of The Honeymooners when Ralph Cramden, of course played by Jackie Gleason, and I remember this because I just saw it not too long ago on YouTube, and he mispronounced the phrase "a string of polo ponies." His best friend and neighbor Ed Norton, of course, by the inimitable Art Carney, and Art Carney and Ed Norton pronounces as Peloponnese. And so, of course, when Ralph was playing a part in a play, he mispronounced it.
Oh, if I didn't think I could make her happy, I would never have told her that I love her. After all, love and happiness is all I have to offer her. I don't possess a mansion, a villa in France, a yacht, or a string of Peloponnese. I'm glad to hear...
String of Peloponnese? Where do you see that?
Right there, a string of Peloponnese.
That's a string of polo ponies! That's all.
Oh, it isn't my fault. I took a high cut together.
That was just driving me bonkers because I couldn't do anything about it. I already had uploaded it, and it was getting views and comments, and I couldn't take it down without removing all of that. So you had to make do. So please excuse that blunder. I thank you. My OCD would thank you.
Penny! Penny! Penny!
What's the gist, physicist?
So folks, I'll wrap it up right here. And will ask of you to please like and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And hit that notification bell so that you'll be given a heads up for whenever I
Drop!
another video. And as always, stay safe and I bid you peace.
65 cents an hour.
Well, you just pick it up already!